For decades, cholesterol has been blamed as the main cause of heart disease. We were told to fear cholesterol-containing foods like eggs and red meat. But despite avoiding these foods, heart disease remains the #1 cause of death worldwide. So the real question is, were we blaming the wrong thing? Today, I'll explain the truth about cholesterol using real science, not fear. Cholesterol is one of the most misunderstood substances in the human body. Many people panic when they hear high cholesterol, yet very few understand what cholesterol actually does, how it behaves in the body, and when it truly becomes dangerous. This video will help you understand cholesterol clearly, calmly, and correctly. Cholesterol is a waxy, fat-like substance found in every cell of your body. It is not a toxin. It is essential for life. Your body uses cholesterol to build and maintain cell membranes, produce hormones like testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, and aldosterone, make vitamin D, produce bile acids needed to digest fats. Here's an important fact most people don't know. About 70 to 80% of the cholesterol in your blood is produced by your own liver. Only a small portion comes from food. This alone should tell us something important. If cholesterol were inherently dangerous, your body would not produce so much of it every single day. Cholesterol itself does not move freely in the blood. It is transported by particles called lipoproteins. These lipoproteins are low-density lipoprotein LDL, high-density lipoprotein HDL. Cholesterol carried by LDL is often called bad cholesterol, but that name is misleading. LDL's job is to deliver cholesterol to tissues that need it, like the muscles, organs, and hormone-producing glands. While LDL is transporting cholesterol to the needed sites, possibility exists that some of the LDL cholesterol will get deposited in the walls of the arteries. This is why LDL cholesterol is called bad cholesterol. HDL, on the other hand, helps remove excess cholesterol and cholesterol in the walls of the arteries and return it to the liver. This is why HDL cholesterol is called good cholesterol, because its function is protective. Here's the key point. LDL is not harmful by default. LDL only becomes dangerous when it is elevated in number, damaged, oxidized, or trapped in inflamed blood vessels. So the problem is not LDL itself. The problem is what happens to LDL in an unhealthy internal environment. Modern research shows that heart disease is driven primarily by chronic inflammation, not cholesterol alone. When blood vessels are inflamed, LDL particles can become oxidized. Oxidized LDL triggers an immune response, leading to plaque formation. What causes this inflammation? Excess sugar and refined carbohydrates, insulin resistance and diabetes, smoking, obesity, chronic stress, poor sleep, sedentary lifestyle. In populations where inflammation is low, people often have high cholesterol levels without high rates of heart disease. So cholesterol is not the fire. Inflammation is the fire, and cholesterol is only involved once the fire already exists. For many years, we were told that eating cholesterol raises blood cholesterol. But large bodies of research now show that dietary cholesterol has little effect on blood cholesterol in most people. Your liver adjusts its own cholesterol production based on what you eat. If you eat more cholesterol, your liver makes less. If you eat less cholesterol, your liver makes more. Foods like eggs, for example, are nutrient-dense and contain cholesterol, but they do not automatically increase heart disease risk in healthy individuals. What raises cardiovascular risk? Excess sugar, refined carbs, ultra-processed foods, chronic overconsumption of calories. You didn't damage your metabolism with eggs. You damaged it with years of poor dietary patterns. Dietary factors that can raise LDL cholesterol. Now, while dietary cholesterol itself is not the main issue with elevated blood cholesterol levels, but the lipoprotein imbalance, we should be more concerned about dietary factors that cause this imbalance. The problem with cholesterol is usually an elevated levels of LDL particles, oxidation of LDL particles, or reduction of HDL particles. These are actually the problem with cholesterol. Also, high triglycerides levels lead to the elevation of LDL particles. Certain dietary fats influence LDL particles either by increasing the number or oxidizing it. If the number of LDL particles get elevated, it means that more cholesterol will be carried by more LDL particles, and this will result to likelihood of cholesterol being deposited in the walls of the arteries as they are transported. If LDL particles get oxidized, it becomes small in size and also dense, thereby can easily be attached in the walls of the arteries. When more cholesterol get attached to the walls of the arteries, it overwhelms the ability of HDL to remove them. The deposited cholesterol in the arteries trigger an immune response which causes formation of plaques. This, as a result, constricts the arteries, thereby narrowing it and increasing the pressure of the blood flowing through the arteries. This is how cholesterol becomes a risk factor to cardiovascular diseases. Not cholesterol itself, but its transportation by its transporters, the lipoproteins. Certain fats raise LDL particles, especially when consumed in excess. Example is saturated fats, found in foods like vegetable oils, fatty cuts of red meat, processed meats, butter, palm oil, and some full-fat dairy products. These can raise LDL particles, which in turn means more cholesterol carriage in the bloodstream. Even more concerning are trans fats, commonly found in partially hydrogenated oils, margarine, fried foods, commercial baked goods, and ultra-processed snacks. Trans fats consistently increase LDL cholesterol while lowering protective HDL cholesterol, and they promote inflammation at the same time, which can lead to the oxidation of LDL particles. This is why major health organizations strongly advise eliminating trans fats completely and replacing saturated fats with unsaturated fats, so as to maintain a good lipoprotein balance for efficient cholesterol transport in the blood. Remember, like I told you, dietary cholesterol is not the main issue but transport. Avoiding foods and eating habits that raise LDL particles, lower HDL, and cause inflammation is a step towards cardiovascular health, and not being worried about cholesterol-containing food like eggs and meat. If your goal is to improve on your nutrition and protect your heart, focus on what science consistently supports. Eat whole foods, increase fiber intake from vegetables, legumes, and whole fruits. Choose healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. Reduce sugar and refined carbohydrates. Exercise regularly, especially walking. Sleep adequately. Manage stress. These changes improve inflammation, insulin sensitivity, and lipid balance, not just cholesterol numbers. In conclusion, cholesterol is not your enemy. It is a vital molecule doing its job. The real enemies are chronic inflammation, poor metabolic health, and long-term lifestyle neglect. Stop fearing cholesterol. Start understanding your body. Because when you fix the environment inside your body, cholesterol stops being a problem. If this video helped you see cholesterol differently, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, health is not about fear. It's about understanding.